Alrighty guys, and welcome back. Today we're going to be looking at the Shrine, and I can tell you we have an absolute beaut for you boys and girls today. Alright, we're currently looking at No Mither, which is a perk unlocked by David King. We got Unbreakable, or Unbreakable as people call it, which is obviously a build teachable. We have Huntress's Lullaby, and by far a god tier perk among Dead by Daylight Killer Mains, Discordance. Now let's just talk real quick. No Mither. You receive the broken status and you currently leave no pools of blood and you grunt 0% quieter. At tier 2 and tier 3 you grunt 50% quieter, you leave no pools of blood and you're able to recover while in dying state unlimited times. Why would you run No Mither? It means a killer can hit you once and down you rather than twice. No Mither stacks with perks like Resilience, and this is not happening. So what does Resilience do? Resilience means while you are hurt, you work 9% quicker. For talk and math sakes, we're going to round that 9% up to 10%, okay? 10% of a generator is 8 seconds, as I usually say. So that means now I'm doing a generator in 72 seconds rather than 80 seconds. But wait, there's more. I'm going to bring in a toolbox because I am currently playing with No Mither. I'm going to bring in a Commodious toolbox. Has a lot of charges, works 15% quicker. I'm now going to put on a socket swivel. It now works 20% quicker. Now I have a toolbox working 20% quicker that can do 4 gens or 3 gens solo at 20% quicker plus 9% from No Mither. Alright, it's 20%, 8, 16, plus another 8. You're looking at cutting 24 seconds off a generator, not landing great skill checks. 24 seconds. That is a long time. That's almost half a freaking minute. You land greats, you're cutting half a minute off a generator. You have Prove Thyself, even quicker. 2 of you working on a generator, even quicker. If I were to run No Mither, I like to run No Mither, Resilience, Dead Hard, because I'm already hurt, so I can make a recovery from it. Then my final perk is, it integrates. I'm a big fan of, if I was in a 4-man Swift all running No Mither, remember we're all hurt, so running Empathy, we can all see each other, permanent bond, pretty much the entire board. Alternatively, you've got things like Leader. Leader works well. Actually, take that back. Prove Thyself works really well. 10% faster generator work if there's 2 people on it, giving you an additional 10% enhancement. You can end up getting like 45% faster objective work if you're stacking like the engineering toolbox with the best add-ons, with the perk buffs, with resilience. You can get really fast. That final spot really is a filler. You could run in Iron Will. Iron Will would be a good one to make you permanently silent. Alternatively though, you already have 50% quieter with No Mither. You could look at your own scratch marks. It just depends on what you're actually going to be playing. I personally, if I had to pick, I'd probably pick Decisive Strike. That way if the killer slugs me after I'm hook saved, I can still recover from built-in Unbreakable as well. Really good perk. Kind of more of a meme perk. A lot of people call it hard mode in Dead by Daylight. I don't run it as often as I should. It is a fun gamer perk to use though. Moving on to the next perk, we have Unbreakable. Now, a quick negative with No Mither is, remember, you go down in 1 hit, meaning you're less likely to be altruistic and run in and save other people. You can run No Mither with things like Jeff's perk where you break a hook when you're hook saved. I've seen people run it with Tenacity. I've seen people run it with Boil Over. I've seen people run it with Flip Flop. You know, there's quite a few options. Remember, you can stack Unbreakable with No Mither and just take the passive recovery speed. That's all you're pretty much getting. What does Unbreakable do? When you're left in dying state and the killer has left you on the ground for a period of time, you can recover more than 90%. You can go 100% and get yourself up off the ground once per trial. The smartest thing to do with Unbreakable is 99 it and let somebody save you rather than 90%, or just get up depending if your team looks like they're going to lose. Very good perk. I find it hard to incorporate into my build. Works well with DS, but you know what works better with DS? A locker. Jumping in a locker. That can help a hell of a lot too. Killer tries to grab you, do anything, you can just outplay them with that as well. Not too much more to talk about with Unbreakable. I think there's better options on the table. Like I said, works well with DS. Doesn't really work well with too many other things. Tenacity. But yeah. Next perk, we got Huntress's Lullaby. Now, this is a poor man's version of Ruin, a lot of people say. The bad thing about Lullaby is it tells you at the beginning of the game, Huntress's Lullaby is on. It has a hinder penalty of 2, 4, and 6% when you miss a skill check. So if you miss a skill check against Freddy Krueger to wake up, it takes a 6% additional penalty. Therefore, the generator is going to regress a hell of a lot more of what is done. Basically, when you hook a survivor, doesn't matter how close you are, if he gets hook saved straight away, you still get the token. The second that person goes on the hook, you get 1 token of Huntress's Lullaby. At 5 tokens, there is no skill check sound. It just happens. And every token between 1 to 4, the delay of the sound gets longer. Gets really hard to land skill checks when you don't have the when you have 3 stacks, it gets really hard. By the time you get 3 stacks of Lullaby, you've probably lost 2 to 3 generators. You got to keep these kind of things in mind. Puts you in a really bit of a sticky situation. People know you have Lullaby at the start of the game. You need to get a lot of hooks like Devour Hope. People don't know you have Devour Hope at the start of the game. So I personally cannot recommend this perk in its current state. I do think it needs a rework, and I do have some good suggestions for the rework as well. Would I pick it up from the Shrine? No. Would I take No Mither from the Shrine? No. Would I take Unbreakable? If I didn't have Bill, then yes. But I think everyone has Bill now, so no, I wouldn't. Now to come to the golden perk of the Shrine, the thing that makes it excel above Mankind, the best teachable perk on this week's Shrine, and in my personal opinion, the second best teachable perk as killer. This is called Distortance. Now, a lot of people argue that Distortance Tier 1 is better than Tier 3. Tier 1 is basically when a survivor is on a generator with a teammate, or more, the generator will explode, giving you a sound notification and turn yellow for 8 seconds. Tier 2 turns yellow for 10. Tier 3 turns yellow for 12 seconds. I like it at 12 seconds personally because I can kind of tell how far a player will have rotated if there's no scratch marks or if there are scratch marks in 12 seconds. Keep in mind, 2 people on a generator, the second they're on it, if one leaves, that generator will still pulsate and flash for the period of time that's going on there too. Sorry guys, it's called Discordance, not Distortion. Distortion is, or Distortance is a completely different perk. So this is Discordance. Now, the thing I love about Discordance is if Jeff is on the hook, I'm in chase with David, and then a generator starts glowing yellow, I know where every single player is on the board. If I spawn at one end of the map, and there are 3 generators in 3 different corners, Discordance activates, I know where 3 people are. I know where 2 people at least are. I know where to rotate and part. It gives you really good information. It is a god tier perk on Freddy Krueger. It is a god tier perk on the Demogorgon, both entwining perfectly with Pop Goes the Weasel. I love this perk so much. You can run it on Michael Myers with Modern Abuse, come around a corner in Tier 3 and get a double down. There are a lot of ways to incorporate it. I run it on my Nurse, I run it on my Spirit sometimes, I run it on my Leatherface alongside Play With Your Food to more likely to get my stack of Play With Your Food by finding the Obsession. I run it on my Clown now and then. It just shows you that this perk is so good for information. It is guaranteed that when it turns yellow, there are 2 people on that generator. Barbecue and Chili you can get in a locker and hide. Thrill and Tremor you can, if you know the killer has it, you can stand in front of the generator and wait, and then outwait the timer if you really wanted to. You can go do something else. However, you cannot hide from Discordance. If you gen tap, if you both jump on it, if there's 3 of you, if there's 4 of you, the generator will light up. I've had a few games where it doesn't work too well. It is a Legion teachable. Legion is one of the worst killers in Dead by Daylight. I know a lot of people haven't bought Legion because of how bad he is, and because of these kind of things, if you don't want to buy Legion till he gets reworked, buy that off the Shrine. I can 1,000,000% recommend that. That is one of the best perks in Dead by Daylight. The information provided is insane. What you do with that information is on you. If 2 people are working on a generator in the shack in the corner of the map beside an exit gate, 3 pallets, and there's no other gens, you'd be silly to run over there as Trapper. You should prep the board. And no, I've got multiple people down there. Okay, I got at least 45 seconds to go now. Wait, I have Ruin. If they don't land Grace, I can last a little longer than that. Is there 2? Is there 3? Is there 4 of them in the corner? You know, a lot of information. You're a hillbilly? Okay, cool. 230% movement speed. You got Doom engravings. 260. You got Doom and Death. 300% movement speed right across the board straight towards them. Like, the information provided from Discordance, I keep saying it over and over. And why do I say it over and over? Because I'm passionate about how strong this perk is. If you don't give it a go, I know a lot of people when it first came out said it was bad. I've never said it was bad. It is my second favorite and hands down one of the best perks in the game. I love running Discordance with Pop because I know exactly where to go to get maximum value for my Pop Goes the Weasel as well. Alrighty guys, that's going to be all for this week's Shrine. Guys, if you have any questions, don't hesitate to come over and check out the live stream. So I hope you guys enjoyed it.